Hey there, wonderful people. Thank you so very much for joining us this evening. I have a very, very special guest on the show this tonight, and her name is affectionately known as Lady V. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her as we get more people here in the chat area. I know we have a little bit of a lag on this end over here, so I'm going to wait to see you guys come in. Let me make sure. Let me make sure I did this right too. All right, I do. Okay, everybody's coming in. I see you there. It's coming up. It's going to come. I see the comments strolling through, so they'll be popping up. Hey, you guys. There's a big lag on my end. Let me close some of this stuff down. All right. Hey, Tracy, Miss V, Kim's Live, peace and joy. All right now. Hey, you guys, come on in here and get this blessing tonight. Come on, God's got something to say to you. And I'm so excited for folks to be set free, folks to be equipped and empowered with knowledge. Hey, Queen, Warrior Lissy, and hey, Hillary. Hey, Verada, our mother's way. All right. Hey, Nisi. Welcome. All right, we're going to give folks a few minutes. How are you guys doing? Hey, there's Pink Girl. Joy's in the house. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm giving just a few more seconds to get some more folks up in here because I don't want you guys to miss this introduction for Lady V. This lady right here is one of the first ladies who, and y'all know I'm a crybaby, so I'm going to try not to cry, Lady V. But she's one of the first ladies who gave me an opportunity to tell my story on her podcast. And she doesn't know this, but that made me feel so empowered. And it just made me think about which direction I wanted to go in when sharing my story. She has been an inspiration to me. And I've always said, if I get a chance, I want to be able to invite her into a place that I have worked on to help other people so that she can help with all of that God has blessed her with and how he has helped her to overcome abuse, just as we all have. And so I feel so honored to have her here to share with us this evening. Hey, Tamara, Tanya. All right. Hey, Edith. Okay, so I'm going to introduce Lady V. I'm going to read her bio because you know what, Queen? We have to introduce our queens the right way, right? And our kings. So we got to introduce us the right way. And so that's what I want to do. So you guys bear with me. I'm going to read here and tell you a little bit about Miss Tavana Elliott Clark, also known as Lady V. She was born in Wichita, Kansas. As a child, writing was her passion and her escape from the realities of life. Knowing that she would be great, Lady V was determined to make a difference in this world. Being a victim of abuse, molestation, and living the fast life, Lady V knew she had to tell her story, not to hurt the guilty, but for her to heal from the pain she was enduring within herself. Diagnosed with lupus in 2010, Lady V allowed her pen to work for her and get her through a time she didn't think she would make it through. After writing her story, Living the Fast Life, you can find that with you guys on Amazon. I suggest that you check it, that you purchase it. Lady V knew she had a purpose, and it was time for her to start shining bright like the diamond that she is. When men were against her and said she wouldn't amount to anything, she rose to the call of the occasion. Taking that negative energy, Lady V turned it into something positive by giving authors an opportunity to tell their story by becoming an author consultant, and starting her own podcast, Fast Life on the Move. I put the links in there above at the very top. I put the links to her podcast. And in 2016, she would expand and pair up with Jasmine Knight and become Elliot Knight Professionals, bringing art to life one book at a time. Adding motivational speaking and life coaching to her plate, Lady V always keeps God as the head of her life to guide her and show her how to teach others how to release, rebuild, and rebrand their lives. Come on now. So they will be great. No matter what life may throw her way, Lady V will continue to empower, enrich, and encourage others to do great things until God says that he is ready for her. Lady V is the author of several books that you can find on Amazon. Living the Fast Life, The Reflections of Me, Living My Life with Poetry, The Unmeritable, Down in the Dumps, Get Pumped Up, Your Inspiration Guide to Your Newfound Peace, The Reflections of Me, Pleasure, I Feel Pain, A Thin Line Between Love and Poetry, Lust and Pain of My Erotic Side. Guys, let me introduce you to Miss Lady V. Woo! I wish I had some, I had some noise in the background.
Hey, that's okay.
This is such a blessing. Such a blessing. So what I want to do is stop talking, and I would like for you, this is what we're going to do this evening, you guys. I would like for Lady V to share a little bit of her story. And while she's doing that, she's going to share her story and how she overcame abuse. And then I'm going to be, listening along with you guys and taking questions. So if you have questions that you want to ask her, please start putting those in the comment section. And I'm going to capture as many of them as I can to ask her after she's done sharing with us. Will that work for you, Lady V?
Hey, that will definitely work for me. First of all, I just want to say thank you, Tanya, for giving me this opportunity to be able to come to so many people that have this same problem as so many people really do. And of course, half of us don't know, and then some of us realize it, but then it'd be too late. So for me to be able to come and actually share my story and to actually be able to help so many, man, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. And man, hello, queens and kings. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to come into your home this evening as well. Man, I hope that my story will help you to overcome and regain your strength, because it's really hard when you've been in a relationship that you thought you could fix, or you thought you were doing something right. And in reality, you realize that everything you did was wrong. And it wasn't wrong for you. It was wrong for the person that you was giving yourself to and giving your life to, which that makes them a narcissist. So I just want to say thank you guys for allowing me into your home. I am Lady V. Man, I actually lived with some narcissists. I've actually dated narcissists. It's kind of like, it's almost like I always felt like I was attracted to them. And sometimes I feel like I still am, even today. But the thing is, after my marriage, I realized what was going on, but it took my marriage for me to even understand what a narcissist was. Because even though I've been going through this all my life, I didn't know. I didn't realize that that's what it was until I dealt with the ultimate of the ultimate of the ultimates. And when you're married to somebody, you realize that you can't just walk out. It's not something that you just hear today and, oh, tomorrow I'm gone. It's something that you endure, something that you try, because it's a lifetime journey. That's a forever journey.
Yeah.
And when we're going through that forever journey, we always feel like we can fix it. We can make it work. We can do this. We can change this. And if we do this, if we do that, it'll be better. And you find yourself losing more of you more than anything in the world. Before you realize that it's all about this person. I've given everything to them, and I no longer know who I am. And that's where I've been so many times in my life where I lost me and I didn't know who I was anymore because I gave too much of myself. You know, if they said do this, it was I did. If they said do it like that, I did. You know, whatever it was to make them feel better, but it wasn't making me feel better. And I found myself losing myself because as women, we always feel like we are the nurturers, we are the ones who can make things better.
Yes.
And if they tell us that it's not right, what we do, we find a way to make it right, to make it better. Well, it's not always, it wasn't always. And you found yourself giving more and more and more. Why? Because they kept wanting more. And the more they wanted, the more you had to give. And it wasn't the fact that you always wanted to give, but you found yourself giving because that's who we are as women. That's who we are as people. We're givers. And narcissists will play on a giver's spirit. A
Yes.
narcissist will play on our emotions. If we are empath, boom, there that's it. There they go. If we are a giver, boom. Now they found a way to get more than what they really need. And a lot of stuff that they need, they don't really need it. But if we're willing to give it to them, we're going to keep giving it. And that's what was happening in my marriage. I found myself continuously to give. And the more I give, the more he wanted. The more I gave, the more it wasn't enough. The more I gave, the more he just was like it was nothing. And it was starting to tear me down on the inside. And when you're starting to be broke down on the outside, on the inside, people don't understand, but it starts to mess with your health. It starts to mess with your mental. It starts to mess with you spiritually, you know, because now you're looking for these ways like, what did I do? What am I doing that's so wrong that it's not enough for him? It's not enough for this person. It's not, the more I give, the more they want. I don't know how much more I can give. I found myself saying that so many times. I don't know how much more I can give. I don't know how much more he wants from me, you know? And then I start asking him, what is it that you really want from me? Let me tell you what I found out. They never have an answer.
Never.
They never. When you start asking the real main questions that you really need to ask, crickets.
Yeah.
You're going to get nothing. And then you start wondering, well, let me figure this out for him or for her.
Mhm.
Let me figure out how, what it is that they really want from me. Well, excuse me, but if they don't know, you don't know.
Mhm.
You can't find out something and you cannot pretend to make something work because in reality, what you're doing is you are giving them an excuse to continue to use you. You are giving them every single reason to continue to take advantage of a situation that is really not even there. And we create these situations. So I had to take accountability for me because I had to understand that if I wasn't continually to give and continuously trying to figure it out and continuously trying to make it be something that it really wasn't, that he didn't even know, I wouldn't have really got myself into that situation because I would have broke free a long time ago. I would have said, you know what? I don't need this. Because if you don't know what you need, how the hell am I supposed to know what you need? I'm not God. I'm just a woman that's trying to love you and be everything that you need me to be, which they call it a Proverbs wife. And ladies, let me tell you, when you are a Proverbs wife, a narcissist will take advantage of it because they know that you're going to do anything and everything in your power to make sure that you are being the wife that God wants you to be, that God making us to be. That does not mean that we're supposed to be a stepping stool. We're not supposed to be just walked on and taken advantage of just because we are Proverbs wives. I had to learn that the hard way. I had to learn that the hard way. And it was difficult, because I believed in my marriage. I wanted to do it the God's way. I wanted to do it the right way. And the more I tried it and the more I did it, the more he took advantage of it because he felt like he could, And it's funny because even though we wasn't good as husband and wife, we're great friends. But that's because I know. And that's because he knows that I have no problems with telling him about him. That's why I left you in the first place. When I regained my strength and found me again, hey, I was out the door. I'm not telling women to leave. But what I am saying is you don't have to take it. You only could take so much. And when you're being mistreated, you don't deserve that. We have to know what our worth is. We have to know that we are worthy to be loved. We are worthy to be cherished. We are worthy to be understood, just like they want to be worthy of all these different things. And we're going to give that to them. But we need that too. If he's not going to support you and not going to be there, why? As a businesswoman, I took so many things. When it came to my business, anytime your mate can say, oh, you got your little old radio station. Oh, your little old this, your little old that. Oh, your little old whatever. When you start to realize these things, because what's little to them is big to you because that's your baby. And a narcissist, it was little as long as I was doing what I was doing. But it wasn't little when the money came in and the bills needed to be paid, or when we didn't have no gas and I needed to make sure, and I had to take my business money to make sure that we had gas and we had food to eat and we had to do these different things. See, it wasn't little then.
Yeah.
Until after it was all over, then it became little again. See, I didn't notice that in the beginning. I heard it, but I didn't notice it.
Yeah.
And as people, we miss the red flags. I gotta say that we miss these red flags because people will give us red flags quick.
Yep.
And a lot of times we will look over those red flags, or we'll say, oh, that's nothing. Oh, I can fix that. Oh, it's gonna be okay. Well, I just have to tell you that those little red flags turn into gigantic red flags later on down the road. And they're not fixable. They're not something that you can fix. That's not something that you can't change it. You can't make it better. It's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse as the days go on, as the years proceed. And every day you'll find yourself losing so much more of you that I'm going to tell you, I looked in the mirror and did not know who I was.
Yes.
I didn't recognize the girl staring back at me. In fact, I broke the mirror because I didn't know who she was. And there's still to this day that I look at myself and I say, whoo, girl, look what you've been through. Because now I am, and I'm just starting to recognize that girl because I had to regain everything that was beat out of me. And when I say beat out of you, it doesn't mean that they physically beat you. Okay. I want people to understand that. Some of them do. I never had that problem. Okay, I don't think I could handle, and this is just my honesty, I could not have handled being beat on and beat on. It would have just been too much. If any person, body, period, man or woman, that is going through that, I empathize with you for real. And I tell you to get out as fast as you can because you deserve better.
Yes.
You
Yes.
don't deserve to be abused. You don't deserve to be treated and mistreated like that. You don't. You do not deserve that. And I'm going to tell you, they will keep taking advantage of you. It will not get better. It will get worse. It's not going to change because a narcissist will never admit that they're a narcissist because they don't realize that they are. They don't know that they are. Some of them do, and some of them just don't care. But the percentage is very low because a lot of people don't know that they're a narcissist. You have narcissistic friends. It's not even just the people you're dating. You have narcissistic friends. Anytime your friend can say, oh, it's all about me. Oh, well, what about me? Oh, well, I know you're doing this, but I need you over here right now because it needs to be about me.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's narcissistic. Because at the end of the day, if we're friends, if we're mates, lovers, whatever the case may be, it should be a two-way street.
Yes.
That means that if I'm supporting you, support me too.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm listening to your stories, listen to my stories.
Yes.
You know, that is called an equal relationship, a real healthy relationship, because communication is everything, everything. And trust me, narcissistic people don't want to hear what you have to say unless you're talking about them.
Exactly.
Or it has something to do with them. Is it going to be beneficial to them? Because if it's not going to be beneficial to them, then what you're talking about, they don't want to hear it. They don't care. I have more friends that they want me to listen to them, and I listen to them because, of course, that's what a life coach does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so of course I'm gonna listen because that's what I do. But then when it comes to me talking about something I'm going through, they'll either brush it off or now they got something to do.
Yep.
Oh, they so busy.
Yep.
You know, some of y'all I know have had that same because I know I can't be the only one that's had
No.
call me and say, "Hey, girl, what's going on?" Blah 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 blah. All right, girl, we'll talk to you later. Click.
Yep. Know how you doing?
None of that because they don't care. You know, this is when I realized that I was in a narcissistic relationship. Is when I used to ask my husband every single day, "Baby, how was your day? How are you today? Is everything okay?" Now, mind you, I'm a spiritual life coach, which means that I can feel you spiritually. So if something is off and you sit next to me, I can feel that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because we are connected. And as your wife or as your mate, we're supposed to be connected. So I can feel that. But he would get angry because I would ask him, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" It would get on his last nerve. But if I didn't ask, "What's wrong with you? Oh, you in your feelings today? Oh, you know what I'm saying?" And so we have to be mindful about what we do. And like I said, for us now, we're best of friends. We're good friends. Because he's gonna listen now because he couldn't hear me then. He don't hear me now sometimes too. Believe that. But he hears me more now that we're friends than he did when we were lovers. And that's what a lot of people will do in a relationship that's narcissistic. They might hear you as friends. Maybe y'all started off as friends, and that's the reason why y'all became lovers. It's because y'all started off as friends and everything was great. He listened well or she listened well, and they took to you and they understood you and everything about you, and it was everything that you wanted. But then when you made that connection, things started to change. They no longer could hear you. They no longer could see you because the dynamics of your relationship changed.
Mm.
And we have to know the signs. Because
Yeah.
understand something, even when you were their friend, they showed you a sign.
Yeah.
Trust me, probably with another mate, they
Mm-hmm.
might have said some things. And it might be some things that you're seeing now that you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. Were you always like that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like you get confused, like, wait, were you? Oh, you know what? You did
Yep.
do Sally Mae and June and what's the face Becky over there. You did them like that, you
Yep.
know? But you didn't recognize that because you were their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And because they only actually told you their side, you always have to remember there's their side, your side, and the truth.
Mm-hmm.
There lies in the middle somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But you only heard their side.
Yeah.
And of course, their side, everybody is against them.
Yep.
You can hear this. Oh, the world is against me. Everybody's against me. Oh my gosh. Oh, everybody just so toxic. Everybody just so this and everybody just so that. You know what? Everybody can't be toxic. Everybody can't be against you. Everybody can't, it can't be about
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff. You know, E- everybody just can't.
Yeah.
And trust me, there are people who actually love you and will give you everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know that
Yes.
because you never took the time. You never took the time. And that's what narcissistic behavior does. They never take the time to actually get to know who you are. 5 years of a marriage and my husband still don't know who I am. He
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know what makes me tick. He doesn't know what makes me click. He knows what makes me cuss his ass out though.
That's
He doesn't know anything else, you
yeah.
know? And that's not good
Mm-hmm.
because I have more good to me than
Mm-hmm.
bad. I have
Yeah.
more, I'm more positive than I am negative. Because for me, I don't like to have a lot of negative energy around me because it pulls too much from me. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'd rather be positive.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't understand that narcissists are very negative. There's
Yeah.
always something wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
Something is always wrong with them. Believe me. And
Yes.
if you're positive, it's not good because you're so positive, because you're living this life and they're going to take your positive and they're going to find the negative in your positive and be
Mm-hmm.
mad at you because
Yep.
you positive.
Yep.
Okay. I want to be positive. I want to be the girl that can say, hey, it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. We don't have to be there. We don't have to feel like this. It's okay. Look at it like this. Let me show you a better side to this. You might see the negative over here, but let me show you the beauty of it. That's who I am as a person.
Mm-hmm.
I am not good with being negative.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you allow negative energy into your circle, it takes a lot out of you. It takes more energy to be negative than it does to be positive. Just like it takes more energy to frown and be mad when it takes just a second just to smile. And not only can you smile, but you're going to make somebody else's day by doing
Yes.
it, and that's who I was as a person. And when you have, and a lot of times they say opposites attract, and sometimes they do,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of times they don't,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know? And whoever said that, I really wish they would stop that myth going around, you
Yes.
know? And I can say that as a life coach from experience,
Mm-hmm.
okay? A lot of experience. It doesn't always work. Opposites does not always attract. You might be attracted to them in the beginning, but that's not mean that is good for you. Okay. And a lot of times we have to be mindful of what we put out there.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot give all of you because you're going to miss you. You're going to forget who you are.
Yes.
Never give yourself to somebody who really don't want you.
Yes.
And just because they say I love you, love don't hurt. I don't care what nobody say. And I'm sorry. And whoever made this dumb saying up too, I wish they'll take that back too. Because hurt people don't hurt people. Okay. We're not, that's not the way to the cross. Let me just say that.
Yes.
That is just not. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're hurting, don't give you the right to go and
Yeah.
hurt somebody else. Just
Yes.
because
Say
you're
that.
hurt.
Say that.
You know, we have to be very mindful because understand something. What you put out, you get back. You reap what you sow.
Yes.
There's no way around that.
Mm.
And if you are doing that to somebody, believe you me, it's going to come back to you. If you are manipulating somebody, trust me, somebody's going to do it to you.
Yes.
If you are abusing somebody, trust me, it's going to come back to you.
Yes.
Oh, we have to be mindful of the things and the energy that we put out there into the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair.
Yes.
It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. You know, you have to be mindful. Stop jumping into these relationships because we're lonely.
Yes.
And I say that as a woman who did it time after time after time after time. That's how I ended up in the marriage that I ended up in because I got lonely. Not only did I get lonely, but I got to the point where I was tired of messing with all these different types of men, and I don't have time for this. And I'm just gonna find one, and I'm gonna get my husband, and that's what that's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did. I did all of that, but I wasn't happy in the end because I did not release the baggage, which is the past that I had, that I was holding on to. And so basically, it just kept piling up, piling up, piling up. And when I got to him, I was already damaged goods to myself.
Mm-hmm.
That he just made it worse.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on
He just
now. Yep. Mm-hmm.
and I was lost. I was gone. He beat every little ounce of everything that I had in me, the last little bit. See, that's the thing. A lot of times, a lot of people don't know that you're on your last leg.
Yep.
Some people don't know that
Mm-hmm.
because you go in it like this. Yeah, yes,
Yep.
love, I love you. We're great.
Yep.
But they don't know that on the inside you're dying and you're crying and you want some help, but you don't know how.
Yes.
And as a life coach, a lot of people look at me like true story. Just recently, I had a breakdown. People look at me and say, "What? Lady
Yep.
V had a breakdown." Yes, Lady V breaks too.
Yep.
First of all, I can't be a great life coach if I don't break. How can I tell you how to overcome something that I ain't never been through myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened was in the midst of me breaking, I thought I had friends that actually could understand that and will actually say, V, it's okay. Let me take your hand and say, baby, it's okay. I know you're breaking and I understand what you're going through. But instead, I didn't get that. What I got was, what's wrong with you? What you breaking for? Ain't nobody gonna be want to listen to no life coach that breaks down. Oh my gosh, not understanding that
Mm-hmm.
those little bitty things can turn into major big bombs. Now, what if I wasn't the strong woman that I was to pull myself up out of that?
Mm-hmm.
And to know that God can carry me and pull me up out of anything. What if I was that woman?
Mm-hmm.
Now here I am. Now they have the death because now I chose to take my life because they didn't know that that's where I was. They didn't understand that because they never took the time. That's what narcissistic behavior is. They never take the time to understand who they're dealing with and who their friends are. Like I understand all of my friends, every last one of my friends. They all know that, yes, my truth is brutal. But when they need me the most to comfort their soul,
Yes.
because I can feel them breaking, I'm not going to stand up in it and make it worse. I'm going to comfort them and say, baby, come on, let's get through this together. Pull from me if you have to. Use my strength if you have to. Let me give you something that you might not have right now if you need that right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do that because people don't understand what other people go through. People don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I say Chadwick's bio this week. A king. People didn't understand he was suffering himself.
Yes.
He was suffering in silence. And he had to take all the backlash and all the everything. And now that he's dead and everybody want to say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, stop. We got to stop doing that as people. We got to put the judgment and we got to put the hurt. Let it go.
Yes.
If somebody is hurting you, move on.
Yes.
I need that wants to hurt me. Because if you couldn't lift me up, I don't need you to lift me up now. Thank you.
Yep.
See, I had to learn that. And it wasn't easy. It was something that I had to go through. I had to deal with on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to make a choice for myself because remember, you can make your own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
You make your own choices. Don't allow anybody else to make a choice for you. Don't do it. It is hurtful, but don't let nobody control who you are and who God say you are. And don't let nobody judge you and make you be something that you're not. Because narcissists like to do that too.
Yep. They do.
They like to make you be something that you know you're not. And you're gonna be, oh well, I'll do it. I'll do it. Even though your heart said, don't do that. Even though your spirit say, you better not do that.
Yep.
You'll still say, well, maybe I can. Maybe it won't hurt me as bad. And all the while you're doing it, you're dying on the inside.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's not worth it. I've given my soul to so many. Mm-hmm. And it's almost like when I say that, all I can hear is you gave your soul to the devil instantly. As soon as I said it, that's what I heard. You gave your soul to the devil because you don't understand that when you start giving your life and your soul to other people other than God, you're selling yourself short. It's okay to love. Mm-hmm. It's okay to give. Mm-hmm. But know when to hold them and know when to fold them, baby.
Yes. Woo! Hold them. Yes, right there.
You know, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yes.
I just have to say that because for me, it wasn't easy. Mm-hmm. And I held them way too long.
Yes.
That's how I can tell you, don't do it.
Yes.
All it does is it hurts you more. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's friends. It doesn't matter if it's family. It doesn't matter if it's a mate. It still hurts. Mm-hmm. Stop losing you. Yes. Stop giving yourself to people who really don't want you.
Yes.
People who's only there for just a season, for a short time, just so they can get whatever it is that they need to get out of you.
Yes.
We got to stop doing that. If it's not a 50-50 street, it's okay to say, you know what? I'm okay. Thank you.
Yes.
See, I had to learn that. I had to learn that with my friends.
Yes.
If they don't give me as much as I give them, then we're not friends. We don't need to be friends. And understand something. A lot of people think it's all about money, materialistic things. It's not. Sometimes it's just the support. Sometimes it's just the listening ear. Sometimes understanding. Sometimes I need you just a shoulder to cry on. See, it's other things more than just money. Some narcissists look at it, oh, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. I've had a couple people who made me or trying to make me feel like I owe them something, because they gave me money or, because they did that. Okay, well, I appreciate that, but don't act like I ain't never done nothing for you. Don't act like I ain't gave you just as much as you're giving me. You know what I'm saying? Even if it wasn't money, you got my time, and I'm sorry, but my time is just as valuable and just as precious as your little coins were too.
Yes.
That's an equal trade. But people don't look at it like that because they don't look at my time as being valuable because they look at it, that's what I'm supposed to do. So I've had people, and I still have people make me feel like I owe them, right to this day. Well, you owe me some money. Well, how much I owe you?
Yeah.
And they quick to tell me. Oh, they quick to tell me how much they feel like I owe them. But if I was to tell them, well, I feel like you owe me the same amount, now they looking at me all crazy. Why? Because they don't see that my value is worth anything. My value is worth nothing to them. And that's what narcissistic behavior is. If your value is nothing to the people in your life, it's time for you to find a new circle. It's time for you to find a new life. And sometimes if that means being alone, let me tell you, baby, I am more at peace by myself than I was when I had friends, than I was when I had a mate, than I was when I had all these people and the bottles was popping and everything was great.
Yes.
I got more peace now alone because people don't understand. Even when I was with somebody, I felt alone. Even when I was with those friends, I still felt by myself. So it's just, we have to be more accountable for us as well. Because they thinking about them.
Yes.
Can we please understand something? Lord, thank you, Jesus.
Yes.
It is not selfish of you to think about you.
Come on. Say it. That's right.
See, a lot of times they're going to make us feel that way. And it was funny because I had felt that way because of so many people let me show you how crazy this is, y'all. Now, true story. I was so crazy because I felt like I was being so selfish because so many people was trying to make me feel like I was the selfish one. And all I ever do was give as much as I can. As much as I can, whatever I got, I'll give it.
Yes.
That's just who I am. So many people trying to make me feel bad. Like it was nothing. I was being selfish. I had to call the narcissist, who is now my friend, and say, hey, do you feel like I was being like I'm selfish? And it's funny because now, had we still been together, he would have said, yeah, probably. But he didn't. What he said was, you never been like that. I'm sorry, but it blew all my wig back. It just, whoo, Dress was like, wait, what? I had to scratch my head. Everything. Because that's not what I expected. Because, and I understood that he was telling the truth, but Understand something. A lot of times, narcissists can change too. People can change. Don't ever think that they can't. If they want to, they can. But I had to tell him 100,000 times that this is who you are. This is what you did. This is how you did it. This is why you did it. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. And he started to actually recognize when he was doing certain things.
So would
And
you say
Mhm.
would you say he was more someone who was really toxic with high narcissistic traits versus someone, because I know in this community they're going to say, oh no, narcissists don't change, because a lot of these people have dealt with more than likely sociopath and malignant narcissist. And
Right.
so to them, oh no, these people can never, those people don't change.
Those people will, if they are a sociopath narcissist, they will never change, because understand something. They can never, ever, 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 ever see that they have any types of narcissistic behavior. And if you tell them that, you might as well already commit, you might as well sign your death certificate.
Okay.
Literally. And I hate to say it that way, but that's real. You might as well just go and sign it. Because no, sociopath narcissists, they can't see you, they can't see them, they can't see anything else. But they have blocked, they got this little block right here. So everything on the side, they can't see. They have that tunnel vision. And it's only in this block. And anything outside of that block, they don't know. They can't see it. And if you think that you can make them see it, they're not. They're not. You might as well just throw your hands up in the air and wave them like you just don't care, because they're not going to see it.
Yeah.
They're not going to understand what you're talking about. They're not going to say, yes, this is who I am.
Right.
You know, but what I know is when they're not on the sociopathic level and they're trying to, they want to change, but they don't know that they like this. Sometimes if you keep telling them, hey, this is what that is. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. Sometimes you have to tell them. It's almost like, and I know this is crazy because a lot of people like myself don't like to repeat themselves. I'm only going to do that once, maybe twice. You don't want to, it's like, it's bad when you have to keep repeating yourselves. But when you have a narcissist, sometimes you have to, because they don't hear you unless you do. So it's like if I told you that I was green, you're looking at me right now and you're like, she ain't green. Yeah, she talking about. Why she think she green? But if I told you that for the next 10, 15 years, if somebody walked up to you and said, what color is she? You're going to tell them, oh, she green. Because we train the mind. We have to understand the same way we train, our minds have been trained, we can untrain them too. It's mental. People don't understand that a lot of times our minds are very, very powerful. Our minds and that tongue. Okay? There is power in the tongue. There's power in the mind. And if you use them both together, you can change it. It's just going to take some time. The question is, how much time do you have?
Yes.
How much time do you have? And is it worth it? Because some people might feel like, no, it's not worth it. And when you get to that point, it's time to move on. Stop staying because it's comfortable to you. Because understand something. Anything that's comfortable, a lot of times ain't that great for us. You know, sometimes we have to, God puts us in situations so we can get out. If He giving you an out, take it. Stop finding a way to stay. If God is giving you an out, because sometimes that's what we do. And we'll tell our narcissist, which is the dumbest thing ever, but we'll tell them thinking that they'll say, well, leave then. Bye. But they're not. What they're going to say is, oh, you can't make it out here in this world without me. Nobody's going to love you the way I love you. Nobody's going to want you the way I do.
Mhm.
Oh, the world won't accept you. You're nothing.
Mhm.
And you stay because you feel like that. Because guess what? The more he told you that, or the more he told you that, the more you believed it.
Mhm.
Power of the mind.
Okay.
Understand it? We can break it. It's all about what you think about you.
Yes.
Think positive. You don't deserve it. You don't need it. You are better. So
Mhm.
when they say that you can't, you tell yourself, oh, yes, I can.
Mhm.
Because remember, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens
Me.
me.
Mhm.
That's
Yes.
what I live by.
Okay.
That's what I live by. And I had
That's
to tell myself that every day. Every
yes.
day. Breaking control of the mind.
Mhm.
It's like breaking generational curses. We can do it, but you have to be willing to put in the work. You can do it. Be a powerhouse. That's,
Yes.
you know.
So I have a question that I know, and I have been glancing here back and forth at the question. So I know from this community, one of the biggest questions that I saw scrolling through is, oh, how are you friends with the narcissist? And so, and like I was saying, most of them deal with more malignant narcissists. And your ex sounds like someone who is more of someone with high narcissistic traits. But not necessarily, we go by the DSM. They say if they, meet 5 out of the 9, then they can definitely probably be diagnosed with MPD. However, there are some people who have 4 and are just
Mhm.
hard to break and deal with, and really impossible. But it seems like you said, you were friends with them at first, and you could sort of tolerate them because you really there really wasn't a huge investment like being in a marriage or dating
Right.
relationship. And so I know people are curious to know, how did you get to a place, for one, to leave a relationship where someone was so abusive mentally, and then consider that person a friend now?
It took me a long time, believe that. It and some people might say, "Oh, it'll take me forever." But for me, I'm not a God. I'm first of all, God already tells us to not judge. We can't be their judger. He gonna have to answer to why he did what he did on his own. I can't do that. But I cannot also allow what he did to consume who I am,
Mhm.
because now that's consuming my life too, even when I'm gone. And for a long time, people don't understand that. First of all, I had to pray every single day. I had to literally get into my spirituality like full fledged, full force, because I didn't understand why I was being beat up on like this. What did I do to deserve to be treated like this? What happened? How did I get into this? And I had to understand. So God had to show me some things. So he had to take me through a journey. And I didn't like it, but I had to accept it.
Mhm.
Because when you ask God to show you some stuff,
Mhm.
oh, believe you me, he will.
Yeah.
He will show you some things that you have to take accountability for, even if you don't want to.
Mhm.
Because he said, I gave you the red flags. I showed you the signs, but you chose to do that anyway. So who am I? Because I am a God of choices. He gave me a choice.
Mhm.
Just like he also gave me a choice that if I wanted to go back or not. See, I
Mhm.
can go back all day long and be okay. And when I say be okay, that means that I'm going back into the same situation. It's just going to be worse. But I
Mm.
have to be okay with that, because that was my decision.
Yes.
That was my choice. Okay. That's what I mean when I say I have to be okay.
Mhm.
I'll be okay. Because when you make your decision and your choices, sometimes you just have to be okay until you decide to make a different choice. Because that was your decision and your choice. So why complain about something that you did to yourself? You know, for me, because I am a writer, first of all, like I said, I prayed every day to the day God released me. I did not walk out until God released me. He gave me an out. He showed me. He also showed me what I could do he showed me before I left that I'll have the opportunity that I could go home if I wanted to, but this is what it would be. He showed that to me too. So I have a choice of what I want to do for my life because this is my life.
Yes.
And nobody can control it but me. But when he gave these things to me, I took them and I said, okay, God, I need to make the best choice for me. Help me. Because I'm not strong enough. See, it's all about being honest. That's what having a personal relationship with God is. You have to be honest with you. Because he already knows. But I had to ask him because that's what he needed me to do. Is say, Lord, I'm not strong enough to do this on my own. Help me. And he did. And the day he released me, I left. I was gone. It did not hit me until almost 3-4 months down the line that this was real. And let me tell you how things work. When I did that, I realized that, oh, this is real. I really walked out. I'm really free. I freaked out. I freaked out. I went to crying and bawling and boo-hooing. And I'm kicking it 4 months strong. Glad. Oh, I'm having divorce parties. Oh, we kicking it.
Yeah.
And then it hit me.
Yep.
This
like a ton of bricks.
It did. I woke up like that. And it hit me. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I cried for days, for weeks, every day in and day out, because I was scared. Remember, fear will make us do some things that we probably shouldn't do. And the fear told me go home. The fear said I couldn't do it. Then I called him. And this is what he said to me. Well, when you get your mind right, you know where home is. And that little girl, and I say that little girl because remember, I am still abused. I was molested as a child. So I was abused by a narcissist. You know, I was abused by a narcissist. It was all about him and what he wanted from me. And if I didn't do those things, then I was punished, which means that I was raped. He was taking my body. He was taking my prized possession for himself because I didn't do what he wanted me to do. And so remember that scared little girl came back up. She raised her head and she said, maybe I should go home. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I can't be on my own. Maybe I can't live. That scared little girl said that. But then I heard God said, I will give you the strength because you asked me for it. Listen to me. And I will get you over this hump. And I started to spiral out of control. But then I remembered, V, how do you get you back together? Oh, I write. And I wrote reflections of me, pleasure and pain. And that's literally about my journey from the good to the bad. Because as much pleasure as it was as much pain as it caused, as much pain as it was. And even when you see us smiling, A lot of times I was crying and dying on the inside because I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with my situation. I wasn't happy where I was. I wasn't happy where I was supposed to be. I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. But I had to write that out. And I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote. And it wasn't even going to be a book. But I heard God tell me, somebody needs to hear your story.
Yes.
Yes. And the only way that they can hear your story is if you put your story out there. If you make people understand that this is what it is. So I put my story in the form of poetry because every second, every minute was something different that I felt. It was something different that I was holding on to, killing me on the inside. That people didn't understand. That people couldn't see because all they could see was my outer beauty. They couldn't see the dying little girl on the inside that was dying, that was screaming for somebody's help. And it wasn't until just recently when I was faced with some of my tragedy from my past that came up and reared its head that I actually had to be honest with myself and say, you got to go fix her. That little girl, she needs to be fixed because she's broken. And as long as she's broken, you cannot move forward. It sounds good. It looks good. It looks like you can. But until that little girl is fixed, till you fix her, you can't move forward.
Yes.
Because no matter what anybody say, you will believe. Because that little girl is broken because she's been beat up on so many times. She's been told that she wouldn't amount to anything. She's been told that she's nothing. She's been told that, that she will never make it in this world. She's been told that she will never be successful. She's been told that nobody will ever listen to her and her story. She's been told that if you open your mouth, I will kill you. So a lot of times I'd be silent, but I had to make it up in my mind that I will no longer shut up. I would no longer be silent. And so many people have tried to silence me, but I refuse to be silenced any longer because I'm no longer scared because it's that little girl. She has now found her strength as well. So her and Lady V is walking together hand in hand, baby, and they gonna take over the world, and you can't stop her.
Yeah.
Can't
Yeah.
stop them because they are a package. But it took Tavana and it took Lady V to understand and become one on one, hand in hand, and on one accord. And until that broken little person on the inside is fixed, you
Yes.
can't move forward. You will believe anything that people say to you that can hurt you. Anything that a narcissist say to you about your little business, about your little job, about your ugly, your little outfit. Oh, you think you cute. Yes, you are cute. Don't let them make you feel like you're not. Don't do that to yourself.
Yes.
It's going to be okay. I had to write mine out, and I'm going to tell you, find your niche, whether that's through song, whether that's through music, whether that's through writing, whether that's through journaling, whatever it is. What knitting? I don't know. Whatever your niche is,
Yes.
please do that. And please,
Yes.
whatever you do,
Yes.
don't think that therapy will not help you because yes, it will. I live by my therapist. Yes, Lady
Mhm.
B has a therapist. Yes, she does. And
Yes.
I'm not afraid to say that because mental health is very important. And
Yes.
no matter what nobody says,
Yes.
mental health is very important.
Very
If
important.
your mental is not together, it doesn't matter how good this look on the outside, honey.
Yes.
You could
That's right.
be as fine as you want to be, but if your mental is messed up, you are messed up. And narcissists will mess up our mental because that's where it starts, in our mind.
Yes.
And when that broken little girl or that broken little boy is already there, all it takes is that one little thing.
Yes.
And you're done. Because you're already broken. It's okay to fix you, and it's okay to be selfish with you. I cannot say that enough. And even though sometimes I still feel like, I don't want to be selfish, I got to be selfish with me, because nobody else thinks about my time. Nobody thinks, oh, well, Lady V's time is just as valuable as whatever X, Y, and Z. No, So if I don't think about it, they're not thinking about it either. So guess what? When it's time for me to start self-caring, I get a lot of slack from self-caring. Oh, I do.
Yes.
Because that's what narcissists do. They tell you, why are you self-caring? Why are you doing that? What's your problem? Why I gotta have a problem to want to self-care? You want to give yourself a facial today, by all means do that. If you want to just sleep today, by all means do that.
Yes.
See, these are the things that I have problems with doing, because I didn't know that I was allowed to do these things, because I had to clean, I had to cook, I had to be the wife, I had to try to run my business, not just my business, but his business, whatever business adventures he chose for that day. You know what I'm saying? I had to do all these different things, plus deal with lupus. And as people don't understand, when you have a chronic illness, that mental stress plays on every little part of your body, every little part of everything that you have going on inside of you. It plays on that, and it feeds it. And next thing you know, you just get going down, down, down. I told you, I looked in the mirror, I was literally dying. Like I have, since I've been alone, I've literally reversed my lupus. And that's very rare.
Wow.
Because when I was going through it, lupus, for anybody who does or do not know, if you don't know, it has different stages, just like cancer. And I was getting ready to go into my third phase. And everybody knows when you get to the third phase, it starts to eat on your organs.
Yeah.
And once it starts attacking your organs, well, you might as well consider yourself as dead, because it's just a matter of time, And that's how I look at life. And I had to tell myself, I'm not ready to die. God said, well, I ain't ready for you either.
Yeah.
See, that's how you have to talk to me. See, I'm a little stubborn than some people. So he can't talk to me like he talked to you. He might can talk to you. Oh, okay, baby, it's okay. He can't talk to me like that. so he has to tell me, look, I ain't ready for it. I ain't ready for you. Not you. Come on. I got stuff for you to do. And so, but I had to make a choice.
Yes.
Is my life important enough to keep going on? And I said yes, but I couldn't do it without God's help, and I needed him. So I asked him every day, God, guide me. And don't think I don't get lonely, because I do. The hormones of a woman, yes, they still perk and fire off and all kinds of stuff. Yes, they do. But guess what? When it comes to my mental, and it comes to my well-being, and it comes to me, I don't want anybody that don't want me. Yes. I don't want to be in the presence of anybody who cannot uplift me. If you can't support me, then I don't want to be with you, because I'm going to support you. If you cannot guide me and encourage me, I don't want to be with you, because I'm going to do these things for you. So I need the same thing that I'm giving. I want that back. And now I only want that from the person who wants to give it to me. So now I'm mindful. So when it comes to dating, I'm very precautious of how I move and who I date and who I talk to.
Yes.
Because just because you look good and smell good and got a nice whip and you talking the right thing, that means nothing to me. because I've heard it all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to make sure that your words and your actions, they're going hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I want to move when I'm dating. I don't want to be more than that. I gotta take my own time and move at my own pace. Like I saw somebody say they doing them, and baby, keep doing you. That's all I can say. Keep doing you, because that's exactly what I'm doing now. Is I'm doing me the way I want to do me. And trust me, being in a relationship that's gonna hold me down, well, that's not doing me. Being in a relationship that is not gonna uplift me, that's not doing me either.
Not.
You know? So I just want to make sure that people understand that it's okay. It's okay to be better. It's okay to be selfish for you. Because like I said before, when I left, I watched my health go from bad to great. It ain't the best, but it's better than what it was.
Yeah.
And for any time that my doctor can say, he said, wait a minute, this chart said that you was almost in stage 3 lupus. I said, yes. He said, well, these tests say that your lupus is in remission.
Woo!
All I could do was praise. I just jumped up and I just started praising God, because I knew it wasn't nobody but God. But it was a choice that I also had to make, because we have to understand God say faith without work is dead. So baby, I had to put in the work. But it took my faith to know that God, I know you will carry me through. Please carry me through. And he did that. Yes, I still have aches and pains, and I still have the things that's going on. But guess what? I'm okay with them, because I was okay with them when I first started. I didn't want it, but they were getting worse to the point where it was knocking me down. I was sick all the time. I was tired all the time, but I was still pushing myself. I was blacking out all the time. Now, if I black out, it's because I'm stressing over something that I probably can't change. Or I'm stressing over somebody that I allowed in my life to call friend and to call family that I love to death. And I actually brought them in my life and said, okay, you know what I'm saying? And I'm stressing over whatever they're going through, or whatever they've done to me, or whatever I've done to them, whatever the case may be. I'm stressing over something like that. But other than that, honey, I live my life like it's gold, because God gave it to me just like that. And he said I could live abundantly, and I want to do just that. So I do, and I will. And that's how I'm living.
That's fire. I'm going to ask you something, because when I talk, I can hear feedback. Do you have a YouTube window open? Because I don't want it to keep, because when I open my mouth, so I'm like.
I don't. I actually shut mine a long time ago. I closed it.
It could be me. I don't know. I hear feedback when I say something. That's why I was like, I got to keep my mouth closed as much as possible.
And I don't hear it on this end. That's crazy.
I'm going to, so look here through the comments. You guys, Lady V, I can't tell you how many times I'm looking around here on my table, like on my desk, like, oh my gosh, where's my tissue? Where is my tissue? I mean, your story is amazing. And I've heard you talk and tell it before. And every time I hear you talk, I just want to sit and soak it up, and the power and the passion. You can feel how you have overcome, but not by strength of your own.
Oh, no.
But by God's. And all it took is for your obedience. And like you said, he said, okay, well, you can go back if you want to, but let me show you what it's going to look like. It's going to be worse. So you can choose the road you want to take. And I've talked before about choosing the road of fear, which leads you back to the narcissist, or choosing the road of freedom. And
we did talk about that on the air too. Yes, we did.
We did, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes. And so it's so amazing. I'm looking here in the comments, and people are just what you're saying is resonating with them. And so many people have fought hard to leave these relationships. And they were also too felt sick when they didn't enter with sickness, ended up feeling
Mm.
sick in their bodies and in their minds. And I know I've said before that it's kind of like if you smoke, like if they tell smokers, if you stop smoking for a week, your health improves greatly. So when you leave those
I'm
toxic,
a witness to that.
yeah, yes. And when you leave those toxic relationships, it's the same. It's taking that toxic. You're no longer putting it in your body,
Right,
in your mind.
right, right. I love this comment right here. She said that narc diet will have you losing weight like crazy. No appetite when dealing with the gaslighting from those people. Let me tell you something, baby. You are so right. I lost so much weight.
Mhm.
I went literally like I've always been about 175, 200, and I always fluctuate between that and sometimes 233. It just really depends. But I've always been thick. I've always fluctuated. Baby, I went all the way from that. And I'm gonna put it at the highest. I went from a 233 all the way to like a 145. And people were looking at me and oh, I have friends, and I know some of y'all have had this too. Oh, you must be on that stuff. Oh, she a crackhead now. Oh, she got that package. Oh, she got AIDS. I done heard it all, baby. Just because, and people will judge you and not know your situation.
Mhm.
And I don't have any of that stuff. I ain't never smoked crack. I don't have the package. None of these things. You know what I'm saying? None of these things. It was just the fact that I was being beat down to the point that I was losing me. And I literally lost who I was. Like I said, I looked in the mirror and I didn't know who I was anymore because I had got so small
Mhm.
and so frail. And I just kept looking at, like, I was just sunk in, you know?
Mhm.
And man, like anybody and people don't understand, I'm going to say it again, if you have a major illness in your body, stress will trigger it quicker than anything, anybody, anything in the world. You got to eliminate that. Yes. And BS, eliminate it as fast as possible. If you can run, put your Nikes on, baby, and sprint for the
Yes.
hill.
Yes.
Okay. Because I will tell you so fast, it's not worth it. The stress that is caused from it is not worth it at all.
Mhm.
And if I had to choose if I had to choose my life and over this illness and what I'm gonna do, baby, I'm going up that way. To the left, to the left, to the left. Okay. I don't have time for this other foolishness over here. I don't have time for that because my life is important. And I need everybody out there to tell yourselves right now. I want you just to take the time and just tell yourself as many as times, my life is important. My life is important. My life is important. Because if you don't think that your life is important, they sure don't think your life is important. Okay. Believe that. You know?
Yes.
So remember that.
I'm gonna put
Remember.
some of these comments up here for
Man,
us.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Oh,
Best
I love
faith.
somebody said they're moving it out in the morning.
Yes. I saw. Where'd you see that at? You're good. You're good. You can. I think you can click on them too if you see. I'm gonna let you see. See if you can click on them, and then that way you can. Hey, Blue Flame, by the way, and on top, and peace and joy, Lanai. I saw.
You guys are so awesome. Y'all got them coming in so fast. Like, oh my gosh, you guys are just so awesome. Oh, there it is. I don't know.
You
Nope.
should.
Oh, nope. Uh-uh. But Nat here, Tally L. If I said that wrong, please forgive me. But yeah, they said they're moving out in the morning, and all I can say is many blessings to you, baby. Keep praying and keep knowing that no matter what you're gonna go through, you're gonna feel all type of emotions. They may come up, but even when you feeling that, don't look back. When I left, I did not look in my mirror. I looked straight forward, straight ahead, because I knew that if I looked back, I would be more apt to go back.
Mhm.
Never, don't look back. Just pack your stuff, look forward. Whatever's in forward, front of you, keep going, honey. And
Yeah.
don't you look back. Baby, let me tell you, I didn't look in my rear view mirror until I crossed the state line. Then I looked in the rear view mirror and was like, oh,
I'm
well,
far away.
bye.
And I'm out.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Mhm.
and that's real, you know?
Mhm. Oh, there it is. Is this the one?
Yep, that is the one right there.
Okay. I was looking for it here. You tell me
Yes,
which other one you.
yes. So, man, 30 years is just, man, let me answer this one right here with Aurora Rodriguez going down a
Okay.
little bit. That,
Mhm.
she says that her husband of 30 years is just with me because of my illness. I've been there too. And, baby, let me tell you something. That is the hardest thing to do. And what's so bad about it is they say that they're there for your illness, but they make it worse because they really not. Because they're not helping you the way that they should be helping you and doing the things that they should be. But then they'll tell everybody else that, oh, well, she has this and she has that, and I got to do this and I got to do that, and everything is going to be okay. And in reality, you and them both know that they ain't doing much of anything. I understand. Been there. What I do want to say when it comes to that is keep being strong, baby, but don't allow your husband, and I'm going to say that just like that, don't allow your husband to continue to use your illness for his personal gain.
Mhm.
Don't do it. All it's doing is making you sicker and the situation worse. Because in reality, he's really pissed off that you have an illness that he has to take care of. But he has to look good
Mhm.
in front of all these things and people. So he tells other people, yes, I take care of my wife. Oh, my wife has this. See, because in reality, he's using it for his personal gain. So when you get sick, that's his way to call off. So that's a day off for him. He don't have to help you. It just means that he gets that time off because now everybody can sympathize with him because they understand, oh, my wife of 30 years. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Don't do it, baby. And I know it's painful, but I've been there. And that's why I had to walk out too, because I could not allow you to use my illness for your personal gain. I could not allow you to say that you were doing all this stuff. And in reality, I'm still cooking, I'm still cleaning, I'm still doing all this stuff. And you're doing whatever you want to do in the streets or at home or whatever. You're playing Candy Crush, whatever you're doing.
Yep.
And I'm still being left to do these things and fend for myself in this illness. And with me, because I was falling, it's like I fall. I have falls sometimes. Sometimes my legs will just just give out from up under me, you know? So it's like that. And oh my gosh, so I see that you said something else. And I do understand that. I get the fact that other people also think that when you have an immune system, immune disease, because you look good on the outside. They don't understand that an autoimmune disease is on the inside, fool. That means that everything on my inside hurt. Like for me with lupus, a lot of times I burn it's like my body is on fire on the inside. And I have to deal with that. And it hurts. It hurts. But people don't see that and people don't feel that because they can't see it. And that's sad. You know, man, it's really sad. Mary Lou, you are so right. You get sicker and they make sure that you do. Yeah,
Mhm.
because it benefits them. It
Mhm.
benefits them. They get to take a day off of work on your couch. Woo!
Yeah.
Somebody get to feel sorry for them.
Mm-hmm.
You have to understand a lot of times people are generous.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've noticed when you are sick or when something's wrong with you, people are generous. And so they'll send donations, send food, things that help, anything that can help out. That's what they'll do. But if you don't know because you're sick and you're laid up, you don't know. And now they get everything and you don't know that it's been given until you're at an event one day and somebody say, oh, by the way, did you get X, Y, and Z? And your face kind of drop a little bit, but you still got to do this because you don't want to make him look bad or her look bad. And so you just got to say, yes, I did. I did. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And in reality, you don't know what they're talking about. But that's what we do as people. We don't make them look bad because we already know that if we do, the trauma that we get, the aftermath is crazy retarded. And so we know don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't. Even when it hurts.
Yeah.
And I can believe that. Nobody does. If you don't look sick, nobody thinks you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
You have to look like you're dying for people to think you're dying. But then it's sad because then they label you of what they think you got. I'm sick, but oh, now I'm dying of AIDS. Wait, what? How you just give me AIDS? And how did you do that? You know what I'm saying? But people do. They give you what they want. Oh, she must got cancer. Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you look a certain way. And as long as you look good or you look semi-healthy, you're not sick. And I hate that for everybody who deals with an autoimmune disease, anybody who has to deal with kidneys failure, cancer, any of that. Man, I sympathize and empathize with you as well because I know what that feels like. It sucks. It sucks. It took probably just a few years ago from my mom as well to actually understand the depths of the lupus because they didn't think I was sick. They didn't think until they start seeing it actually coming out and the swelling and actually seeing me go down and seeing me black out. Then they were like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe she is.
Yeah.
Because trust me, I used to be called a hypochondriac. Oh, everything wrong with V. Oh, she just playing. Oh, ain't nothing wrong with her. I got that a lot until I'm in the hospital fighting for my life. And now everybody's like, oh, wait a minute. Well, I didn't know. Well, why I didn't know? You didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I'm fighting for my life, but you didn't care.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let me see. Hi, T on MPD. I'm going to give a shout out to some channels that are in here. You guys, this has been so good. Lady V, I've just been like, just into it. And I saw Narc Free, I think.
Yes. Therapy. Yes.
Narc Free. I want to say thank you to Edith and Pink Girl Teachers who are out there moderating. They're doing a fantastic job. Two of my favorite peeps.
Oh, see, I hate that. I hate to see stuff like that. But I know how you feel because I've been there. Ann Robles says, yes, ma'am, that is what happened to me. My narc abuser told everyone that I was on drugs when it was him. They twist every story just to hurt and harm you, overcomer. Yep. And that is so true. That is so true. That is so true.
I didn't see it over here on my end. I put it up there.
You might have to scroll up. They coming through so fast. Yep, you had to scroll all the way up. She's up there, baby. I had to scroll up and down. So I'm catching y'all slowly but surely. I'm sorry, y'all. But I thank every last one of y'all, man. Y'all are so awesome. And I'm going to keep saying you guys are awesome sauce. Please don't allow anything to continue to beat you.
Yes.
Yes. Like man, it's not right.
I like this.
And oh my gosh, the blue flame integration says speaking curses over your life. People don't understand that that is definitely easy for people to do. They can speak a curse over you by saying, oh, you look like you have AIDS, or you look like you have cancer, or you look like you have whatever. Anytime they do that, just rebuke it back and just tell, hey, I rebuke that and send that back to the sender tenfold, baby. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know the power of the tongue. You can rebuke anything over you, just like you have the power to actually heal your own body.
Yes.
See, a lot of people don't know that. Just understand something. If you keep telling yourself that you're sick, you will be sick. You will get sicker if you keep saying that, because you're speaking that into existence. And remember, there's power in the tongue. Okay? There's power in the tongue. But if you speak healing over you, you will start to heal. And I'm a live witness for that. I told you. I was down. I was out. I was almost out of here. But I started speaking life back into my body. Life over me. No, lupus have my body, but it does not have me.
Yes.
See, it has this body that I reside in just temporarily, but it does not have me. And that's what you have to remember. You can speak life into your body. You can speak healing over you. Just keep speaking it. Don't allow anybody to tell you what you are or what you have, okay? And that's what I'm going to say with that one.
That's right. Speaking life.
Oh my God. Jeremy, you know what? I love this one too, right here that you pulled up, that you have right now. Man, it's kind of like they always have to one up you. That's what I like to call it. This is called that one up. If I do it, you did it better. If I had this, oh, you had that.
Yep.
You know, and that's what a lot of people will do. And of course, you know, you sometimes it's almost, you do feel like you're in competition. You know what I'm saying? It is really kind of, that's what it is. And I know a lot of people that's actually had to go through this with being sick, you know, where, and especially men and ladies. Let me just say this, because me and y'all will find out that I don't side. Right is right and wrong don't right nobody. And that's how I look at life. So I don't really like to take a lot of different sides. But what I will say is, ladies, please, 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 please understand something. We are their helpmates, okay? If you are dating a man who is not a narcissist, okay, but you are dating someone who actually cares about you and wants to be with you, we don't have to be in competition with them. We are not a competition. Just because we have to feel like we have to be superior, we don't. It's okay for us to be equal. It's okay for us to know our positions as well. You don't have to be their competition. You don't have to make this dramatic scene all the time. Sometimes we could be kind of dramatic, ladies. Sometimes. And it don't always have to be that way. And I'm going to say that just in general, straight across the board, don't really have anything to do with narcissistic behavior. It's just the fact that sometimes we just overdo and overthink stuff and we don't need to, okay? And it makes us then seem like we are in competition with our mate, and we don't need that. And men, trust me, y'all do the same things. Y'all, we have to stop it, because the only way that we can actually build healthy, okay, hear me one more time. The only way we can build healthy relationships is by actually being able to communicate, being able to listen, and be able to understand our mate. That's it. That's it.
Yes.
and with your own mother. Been there too, baby. I've been there too. And that's hard too. Um, I always felt like that, and I think she always felt like that at a point. It just took just recent for us to understand that I'm your daughter. I don't need to be in competition with you because I'm gonna do me, and I need you to do you because you taught me how to do me. So why would you be in competition with me and you show me how to be a strong woman? That means that you be strong too. And sometimes, babies, it's okay. Mahogany, I'm gonna say this to you right now, baby. It's okay for you to have that relationship with your mom. Even when it's hard, even when you don't want to, even when she might not want to listen, sometimes you have to have that relationship with your mother. Because until she actually understand and hear where you're coming from, she doesn't know. And sometimes we have a way of saying things. Because if you anything like me, baby, I'm very boisterous. And sometimes the way I say things don't always come out right. See, I can also be honest to say that as well. So I have to be mindful when I go at my mother with this conversation on how to approach it. Because I also understand that she can take it one or two ways. If I come at her too strong, she's going to lash out. Because that's what they do. She's a Virgo. Baby, she ain't going for that. But if I come to her reasonably, like an adult, and sit down and talk to her reasonably, she'll sometimes listen. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they do. Mm-hmm. They do. They do.
Yes.
And remember, they also are holding a lot of pain. So when they look at you, baby, they see the scar. They see the pain and the hurt. Because remember, they also have not taken care of that inner little girl.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's how I can call her out.
Yeah.
Because they didn't take care of that either. Mm-hmm. When they needed to. And as long as she holds that inner hurt, that inner little girl, she will also see you as that hurt. She will never see you as the beautiful woman that you are. And yes, she will always blame you guys for everything that's happened in her life. Why? Because it's your fault that she got pregnant. No, it's not, because you wasn't there, so you obviously couldn't do that. But it's your fault. It's your fault that she couldn't get married, or it's your fault that she couldn't find a date, or it's your fault that this and this couldn't be paid. It's your fault that she had to miss time off of work. It's your fault. Not understanding that, baby, that's what you're supposed to do as a parent. That's your job. But she can't admit to that because that inner little girl is broken. She's hurt and she's lost too. So how can she love you or show you how to love or teach you how to love or teach you anything when she's broken and she's hurting herself? She can't. And until she's ready to admit that, and I'm sorry to say, but some of them never will. Some of them will never admit that they were wrong. Some of them will never admit that the hurt that they had and that they bestowed up on you was like that. Some of them will never admit to that. And you might have to go with that till the day she died. You might have to live with that. But you have to make the choice to break those generational curses, because that's what happens. It becomes a generational curse, because whatever she did to you, you'll find yourself doing to your children. You'll try to break it, but a lot of times it won't happen, because what happens is the pain that we are caused in our lives, we will portray and we will spill out onto our children. But you have the right to break that cycle.
Yes. Yes. I want to say thank you to Deidre. Thank you, True, too. This is a great comment here. It's just to reiterate what you were saying too, Lady V. And I want to say thank you to Deidre Allen, because anything that's donated, I'm making sure I'm giving to you for joining us this evening. So thank you so much. And she just wanted to speak healing over us and remind us to take that black seed oil for all autoimmune disorders.
Yes.
Have you tried that before?
Yes, it works. Baby, let me tell you something. I stopped taking a lot of the medicines, and I know they're going to rear me for this saying it, but I'm saying it anyway, because I want people to understand that a lot of the medicines that they give us is harmful, just as harmful as before we started. Some of it helps us and some of it doesn't. And there are natural remedies to also help us be better. You know, from hair loss, they make us lose our hair. They make us lose weight. They make us gain weight. They make us have marks, beauty marks on our faces, all of these things. Some of this medicine, it's the medicine that's causing these things. So sometimes we have to find natural herbs and spices and products that will actually help. And yes, that black seed oil, yes, 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 and yes, yes, yes. Magnesium, yes. Some people can definitely take magnesium. If you are not able to take magnesium, please find something else in place of it. Do your research, okay? Remember, Google is your friend. Y'all own it every day, all day. Use it. Google is your friend.
Yes, thank you so much, Nisi.
Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Man, you guys are so awesome. Like, so awesome. Yes. Yes, baby. Let me tell you, I snuggle up with him every day, all day. I cannot do any of this without him. I cannot make it without him. I cannot live without him. I could not even take this journey without him. Believe he's the one who released me, because understand, as a Proverbs wife, I wasn't going to walk out on him. I wasn't, personally. And I can say that. I would have never walked out on my own, because I personally did not have the strength to do as such. But God knew he had something more for me. See, and one thing that I will say, let me tell y'all something. This is my testimony. I realized that once I left, God started blessing me. He started giving me my blessings. A lot of times you ask for certain things and you wonder, why, God, why? Why you won't give it to me? You gave it to them. You gave it to them. Why you won't bless me? God not going to bless you with anything that somebody else can take from you. And remember, it ain't so much as him taking it as much as it is us giving it, because that's who we are. And if they feel like they can, they will. So why would God bless you with these certain things for somebody else to take for their own personal gain? You're not going to get to use it. You're not going to get to enjoy it. So he's not going to do that. I know you want it, and he wants to give it to you. Believe that. He wants to give it to you, but he can't. And it's not because he doesn't want to. It's because he doesn't want you to be abused. It's because he doesn't want you to be mistreated. It's because he doesn't want you to give it to somebody else that don't deserve what God gave to you. A lot of times we will give our blessings away because we have been brainwashed, because that's what they tell us to do. They tell us, oh, girl, you all right. Yeah. Oh, you don't, you need me. And you start to feel like you do. Yes. You start feeling like you can't do anything without them. You start feeling like your world is nothing without them. You feel like that. That's right. Don't do it. Yeah. He's not going to give you your blessings. But trust me, when I walked away and I started getting to my truth and my peace, baby, God said I could walk through any door I wanted to go through. I didn't know what that meant until I left. Yes. And when I started walking in these doors, it was funny. because he would just open the door. I walked through it. I didn't even know it, child. Let me tell you how humble I am as a person. I was walking through these doors and people were giving me these opportunities, and I was like, oh, thank you so much. Not understanding that these opportunities wasn't this. These opportunities were this. You know what I'm saying? They were humongous. And I was just like, oh, thank you. Because I didn't realize it. Because I was still stuck in the past of somebody telling me that nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody wants you. Nobody's going to book you. Nobody wants to hear your story. Nobody wants to. See, that's what they kept saying. Nobody wants to. And I believe that. So what I do, okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Oh, thank you. Oh, great. I'm grateful. And now I'm like, thank you, baby. Thank you. Like, I'm so grateful and happy. I'm just like, oh, I just want to hug all of y'all so much because I now know that my story matters. I now know that my voice matters. I now know that what I possess on the inside, God need. This is what He called me to do.
Mm-hmm. And
it's okay. I don't have to be refrained. I don't have to be silenced. I don't have to be, yes, okay. Because this is how I started out. Okay. And a lot of people wouldn't believe that because I'm so boisterous and so powerful. But I did because I was nervous. I was scared. Because that little girl said, girl, you don't do it, Lady V. Don't do it. And Lady V kept saying, Tavana, come on here. Let's go. But the little girl kept saying, Lady V, don't do that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And once they got on that right track together, it was no stopping me, baby. And it made a powerful punch, honey. And you couldn't stop me from sharing my story. You can't stop me from inspiring somebody else to do great things. And I will continue to do that no matter what they say about Lady V, no matter how they look at Lady V, because it ain't their story to tell. It's Lady V's story. And if my story will help you, that's what God has called me to do. And if one person, see what people fail to realize, if one person came on this line today, Lady V did what God told her to do. Mm-hmm. If one person gets help today, and gets empowered, enriched, and encouraged to do great things, one person, I've done what God has called me to do. I've done my job. And if you need me, I'm a phone call away. I'm a click away. Whatever. I'm about helping somebody else. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, can I address this real fast? Would you have one?
Yes. And I want to say thank you out again to Anna because she had donated earlier. Just wanted
thank
to
you,
say.
baby. Mm-hmm. You know, it really makes me really, really sick when things like this happens. Because first of all, every woman in America, I mean, I ain't gonna say every woman because it's a few that's trickling out there that thinks this way for some reason. But first of all, we all know that a baby can't keep no man. Sorry, it ain't kept no man in ages and centuries. And fellas, if you think that a woman got pregnant just to hold on to you, 10-1, stop fooling yourself because no, she didn't. Mm-hmm. Things happen. If you bust in her, she can get pregnant. There's that possibility.
Say it straight up.
So if you don't want that, then protect you and her. And if she has asked you to use a condom, listen, do that. But to lie and say, oh, she got pregnant to hold me, to capture me, stop fooling yourself, honey, because you ain't that great. Sorry. And every woman ain't trying to trap you with no baby because we all know that babies don't keep no man. And which woman in her right mind chooses to be a single mother? I'll wait. We don't choose that life. We don't choose that life. Yes, there are women out here that have done it because they thought if they had your baby that you would stay. It's just funny how a lot of narcissists actually think like that. They actually say, "Oh, she had my baby to trap me." Really?
Right.
Don't fool yourself, baby. Don't fool yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then for you not to do anything, how dare you? How dare you
Mm-hmm.
say anything? Put your mouth on anything and talk about anybody. And you don't lift two fingers, two tatas, to nothing, to do nothing for
Mm-hmm.
nobody.
Yeah.
And the only reason why his family is treating you like that, baby, is because he has told them that it is okay to do as such. Because of what he is over there running his mouth saying about you when you're not in their presence. See,
Mm-hmm.
that's what people do.
Mm-hmm.
See, so no. So they probably, oh, the baby ain't his. Oh, we ain't taking care of that baby. We don't know 100%. Oh, they got so much to say, baby. I know, I feel you. I can hear it in my spirit. That's why I'm telling it to you right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably trying to figure out how I know because my spirit telling me
Mm-hmm.
that that's what happened. And baby, again, you don't deserve that. You don't need that. Because guess what? Maybe I live by this. And my grandmother used to tell me, you don't have to be his footstool. You don't have to be this little napkin on the ground. You don't have to be none of that. You don't you, you don't wipe his mouth with you. That's not what he does. Because you can do bad all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna do bad, be alone. Do bad. But I ain't gonna lie to you, honey. I thought that. Because my narcissist told me, oh, you never gonna be nothing. Oh, you can't live without me. See? And when I say my narcissist, I'm not even talking about my husband now. I'm talking about my abuser.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm going all the way back to childhood because that's where it started.
Mm-hmm.
That's what my abuser would tell me.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? I always felt like maybe I can't make it without a man. Maybe I can't do this. Maybe I can't do that. And that's why we get lonely sometimes. But what I've learned within myself is I'm going to give you a little secret. I do better, 10 times better now alone than I did when I was with somebody. Take that just for a little bit. Let that marinate in your spirit just for a little bit. I do better now. I have more now than I did when I was with somebody being beat up and abused.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have no worries. All the bills are paid and on time.
Yes.
Hmm. House full of food. It's just me. But guess what? House full of food. If I get hungry, if I want anything, I bet you I can go in there and make me anything I choose to eat. Anything. I don't have to worry about is my lights being cut off today? Am I having an eviction notice on my door today? Am I gonna be this? I don't have those type of worries because I'm doing better now alone
Mm-hmm.
than I was when I was with somebody.
Yeah.
So now in my journey, if I can't do better with you than what I'm doing now, baby, I'd rather be alone. Thank you, but no thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Maggie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Baby, yes, 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 Maggie, yes. I have to say that, baby, yes. And I
Yeah.
have to tell myself that I do matter. And I want everybody on this line to tell yourselves that today, that you matter. You are important. Self care.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to self care. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't self care for you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's okay. to be selfish sometimes. Okay?
Mhm. It is.
It is.
Well, I just want to thank you. I know we're getting close to 9. That's 2 hours of power-packed, loving, caring, um, empowering information, stories. I mean, thank you so much for sharing with us. I was so excited. And I want you guys to know this. Before we began, we prayed.
Yes.
We asked God to send the people who needed to hear um, the message that Lady V had to share. And I believe that all of you are here because of that. And all who came and have gone because, you know, maybe the time changed where they're at and go, but they came and they got some. They got a little bit. And so I know I'm taking away quite a bit to process even for myself, and as always listening to you and you guys at the top of the chat. We shared her I'll share in the description too when the live posts her links to her blog, and to I'm going to post the links to all the books on Amazon.
Right. Right on. I can definitely do that. I thank y'all, man. If you having problems, man, I got that inspiration that will actually give you up. It's called Down in the Dumps, Get Pumped Up. That is my inspiration guide to your newfound peace. That is also one of those I told you I was writing. I wrote a whole inspiration book and a whole poetry book. But the inspiration will actually tell you how I overcame what I went through by finding a personal relationship with God, by being able to say no. Sometimes it's okay to say no. Work it out. No.
Yes. I want to leave you with some of these encouraging messages that are coming through right now. Latanya Butler, thank you. Glory to God. You are speaking to me right now. My blessings started coming to me when it was over with my narc husband. Let me see. Eden Laws, thank you for all the goodness and positive messages. God bless you, Eden.
Yes.
Mark, thank you so much for this. You're warm, honest, real, and changing lives. You guys, Lady V is so real. You can ask her anything. She is so real and authentic. So thank you guys for being here. Nisi said, thank you, Queens. Thank you, Nisi. She's always in the house.
Okay.
Edith is fire. Edith is moderating tonight, and Edith is on fire.
Thank you, Edith.
Pat's in the house. Of course, we know Blue Flame was in the house. And here's a great one to end on. Marlo, be looking for more. You are so awesome.
Thank you, Marlo. I thank you guys. Y'all just don't know. Thank you for embracing me and my story. Thank you for letting me come into your home for talk to your ears off for 2 hours. But I hope that you guys were empowered, enriched, and encouraged to do great things, because I want to see you guys be the best and be successful and know that you are worthy. Please know that you are worthy. My queens and my kings, you are worthy. Never let anybody dictate to you of your worth. Don't do it.
Thank you so much. God bless you all. And thank you so much for joining us once again. We pray that you have a fantastic week. And you know I'm going to have Lady V back on. So
I'll be back.
Visit her on her podcast. And she's there weekly. So you can get
Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah, you can get it all the time. So thank you guys so much. Have a blessed week.